Welcome, everyone. I am so excited to share more about what we are doing here today. Today, we are going to be sharing and launching Mission Impact. It's a global impact opportunity and strategy for nonprofits, ministries, missionaries to be able to build up a residual income. You want to go to the next slide? There you go. Awesome.
It's loading. Gotta love technology when it loads.
Awesome.
Maybe you can start talking about the download though.
Oh, I think it skipped.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
all it's
I'll
popping
just talk
for
about
me.
it.
Sorry.
So, a little bit about just where this came from. I really came and I just like can't even put it into words. It started back when we were in Ephesus, and I was standing in the marketplace where Paul sold tents. And it just dawned on me that Paul sold tents during his ministry, during his missions. And it just like kept ruminating in my mind. And I wasn't really sure why. And I just kept thinking like of what modern day tent making looks like. And fast forward a couple of weeks, I was at a conference and this woman came on stage. She was from Romania and she was telling her story on how she came from this poor village in Romania. And it made me think of our friends in Romania that we partnered with to serve in the Roma village there. And just how much there was just so much need there. And I thought, gosh, this would be so cool for them if they could build up a residual income. Like, not only would it do so much for their family and so much for their ministry, so much for the community. And it was one of those things that I kind of made some excuses for them in my head before I reached out. And I just kept feeling that nudge to reach out and talk to them about it. And so I finally did. And I was like, just pray about it. Let's see, and it just really felt like a God thing. And so got them started. And a couple weeks in, I, started praying about it, was just like, praying for their business, praying for acceleration and multiplication and just, to be able to make this kingdom impact. And I got this like blurry vision of just something so much bigger than what we could do with this one community. And what if we could create this ripple effect and these, residual incomes for more missionaries and ministries and single moms and widows and adopted families and all these things with this. And I felt like I started to see not just that impact, but then also the impact it would make with mindset and growing in those skills. And what if we could partner with people in the community and help them? And so it just started to grow and grow, and it started to really take shape. And that is what we're going to chat a little bit about today and kind of break down the different ways that, after, lots of prayer of like, okay, what does it look like? And how can we actually use this vehicle as an opportunity to help more families? And part of the reason that this works so well, and it just was kind of an aha moment, is because this is digital, it is global. We have resources in all different languages. And so it really ends up being kind of the perfect mix. And also, we have this incredible kingdom-minded team, and we can come alongside and really, support them and help grow them and help them in this, community. So just super excited to share some of the different ways to be able to do that. So some of the different ways you can do that here is you can support a mission, a nonprofit, a widow, a single mom, a Roma family, like directly as a member, right? And so you can sign up as a member, save on travel, and also being able to support them. The other way you can do that is to fund a ministry and help them to get started as a business, as an ambassador, and then join under them with with their link. And then you can share it with your network and help them to build up that basically, as you are then building up a residual income, it is directly supporting them as well. Another way you can do it is just to build a business. Maybe your family doesn't necessarily need the funds or doesn't need all of the funds. And so you can build a business and then use those funds or a portion of them for the kingdom or to support a, nonprofit or just whatever it is that God puts on your heart. And then the other part of this too is that you can use this to help coordinate and save on mission trips, on retreats, and, have savings on your personal travel as well. So some of the different waves of impact that this like one act of obedience can really make a difference in generations to come. Because not only is this residual income can accelerate projects, it's also willable and resources grow, the outreach really expands, and you're able to do more. And that sustainable income will also create sustainable impact, especially as they're not having to spend as much time out fundraising. They can really dedicate more of that time to reaching more. And then the abundance mindset, like we do not serve a God of, I know that in the Bible or in church, sometimes there's this worry of like, well, that's prosperity gospel. We are not talking prosperity gospel here. But then there's also this other side of it where some people are really stuck in this poverty gospel. And that's not kingdom either. We serve a God of abundance. And oh my gosh, I have like chills. But we serve a God of abundance. And we are supposed to be walking in that abundance and believing in that abundance and stepping out in that every day. And that is the one thing that I think is going to make the biggest ripples with this is just really that abundance mindset that people are going to see on those families, on with the missionaries, with the ministries, and then that is going to ripple out into the communities and everyone that they serve. And that personal growth plus the leadership is really going to make such a bigger impact in the communities as well. So excited to see what he does. So, the strategy and the community support. So, one of the things that I want to share is so, what happens if you decide, I want to partner with you guys, or I want to help this ministry to partner with you guys? What does it look like? So, really, you're going to have the strategy and everything in the process and the systems already in place for you. And we have this community support effect, which is unlike anything I've ever seen. So, first off, we keep it simple. The only thing that we are doing, we're asking people if they're open to taking a look. We're sharing some resources. You do not have to know all the answers. And then you're going to connect them to another leader and someone that can help answer questions and share a little bit more of their experience here. There's a lot of different strategies to use with this. You can do it organically, you could do it by word of mouth, you could do it with social media, with email marketing, with funnels, with ads. There's so many options out there these days, and we can teach you these as well. Incredible leadership. I can't even explain just the leadership and training that we get here is next level. It's really going to help you grow as a person and help them grow as a person. And then the accountability and again, community effect. We really like work together. Like we do this together. We are actually like in the trenches with you and in the DMs with you in Messenger, on calls, doing working Zooms where we're all just like working together and it just makes it so much more fun. So I'm going to hand it over to Natalie. We didn't do a very good job of introducing ourselves, but this is Natalie. She is a mama of a little guy, and she just recently retired from teaching, is just an incredible kingdom-minded mentor, and so I'm excited to turn it over.
Yeah, thanks, Janine. Well, I loved just Janine when she shared this with me. It really got me excited. So I hope this is casting vision for you and what could be possible because a couple years ago, an orphanage in Haiti was just like placed on my lap and God was like, you feed them. And so we have been funding them month after month, and it's all been because of like business. Like we had to have like extra income to do that. And so I was very much when I saw like, okay, different ways that this could be leveraged. I saw, kind of those categories, right? Those four pathways. I saw how it could work for all of those, but really on my heart, it's always been like funding those God Saves Dreams, funding those ministries, and helping others to do the same thing. And so this has really become an amazing vehicle to allow our family to do that. And so I'm excited to share with you about the vehicle that you could use and how you can leverage this and why of the different things that we have been experienced. I've had experience in the online space for around 11 years and like why this really stood out to me. So MWR stands for Making Wishes Real, and it was founded in 2013. We are a debt-free company, and it's been operating in 5 continents with launching in North America too. And so That's been so timing of that has been just perfect of how it all works together. And we already have over 500,000 or over 500,000 members worldwide with a 4.8 rating on Trustpilot. So having something that has the stability, the credibility, was a huge piece of this. So why the travel industry? So this is in the travel space, and if you think about it, and you can see down here too, which is really great to kind of compare industries. My husband's actually been doing things in the film industry, and then think of coffee like Starbucks, right? And then you have health, cosmetics, and travel. And travel is even predicted to go between 10 and 12 trillion dollars just in this projected in the next year or two alone. And people are already traveling and or they want to. And so this was just a perfect way. And this company also even survived through COVID. So being the top five industries in the world, then that is a really great space to be in. And again, like Janine was talking about, how this is something completely digital. So you're going to have a digital asset, which is a membership based model of travel. And so think of, and I love that these are the examples here because I tell people, I'm like, imagine if your Amazon account that you're shopping from all the time, got to share your membership link with somebody else and all the people in your family. And every month you got a residual income because of that. Or Netflix, right? What if Netflix paid you? And Amazon does pay some people, right? But it's not all necessarily residual. So you have all these different apps, Dropbox, and FaceTime, different things. And so now we have Travel Advantage, which is the travel booking engine, and it's its own proprietary. We actually own it. It's not a white label. So it's our own proprietary booking engine that our members are going to have access to. And so why does this matter as well? Well, because typically if you're a missionary or you have a ministry or you're wanting to fund these people and places, they're usually global, right? They're in other parts of the world. And so now they have an opportunity to be able to travel at more affordable rates, and or you're able, if you want to go visit them. And I really was just opened up to this amazing idea too when I saw friends who used their business to actually fund an orphanage too in Africa, and was seeing what they were able to do and all the projects that they were working on. And then they were able to go and help like travel there and visit that. And so that to me was just like, wow, this is what we could be doing. And so now people have the opportunity, and you can use it for your family. And so being able to, that's a ministry in itself, being able to create more moments and memories with your family and spend time with them, that quality time, that matters, right? Where you're putting and pouring into your own family and creating space and time for that. And so this will allow you to do that. And so this is when you compare, right? Because that's usually the first question. Well, what about Expedia and Booking.com and Priceline? We have all these other things out there, right? Why wouldn't I just use those? Well, again, because it's our own proprietary booking engine, you're actually getting more of the savings. We are able to give more exclusive discounts. We are able to do 150% price match on hotels alone. And you are able to, like, I know Expedia and Booking.com, like they don't give me travel dollars every month because I book with them. This company, as we kind of break down, they actually give you travel dollars dollar for dollar. So you're getting that. It's basically becomes like a savings funded account for you, versus if you're going to leave it in a bank account, you make a few cents. After a year, you're actually getting that back, and 100% return on your investment. And so those are some things we can share more about too. But I want to show you, and I'm going to pass it back over to Janine, because she can share with you a little bit more about the booking engine and also how this has even been huge for her family and people that have used the booking engine already.
Yeah, so our family actually world school. So we travel full time. And so this was really important to me that it was something that worked for our family. There's a lot of different things I've looked at in the past that really just didn't make sense. And this one just really kind of checked all the boxes. And so here's all the different things that you can book on here. So it's not just hotels and stays. You can book hotels, flights, rental cars, transfers from the airport, cruises, life experiences, which are like curated trips. We have a lifestyle mall, which has all different kinds of Black Friday deals at the moment. Getaways, ground transfers, like different buses and trains, activities, stays, which is like villas and houses as well. And then tickets, anything on Ticketmaster, you can earn travel credits back from booking on there. And then there's flash deals in the club, which is just like extra deals. And so for our family, we've been using this for the last couple couple of weeks, and we have saved hundreds of dollars already. Like, I think I'm already in the green. And we have saved on hotels. So I booked a hotel. Actually, we had a transfer or like a layover in Milan, and I was able to book the hotel there for $40 less using our travel app versus booking.com. And then I actually booked this exact same hotel for less days and was able to save $170 on that as well. And this one is, 300 and, 50, I'm not mathing right now, but over $300 in savings. And then even like on our trip back to Portugal, like we have to stop in Portugal. We booked an apartment there. We saved $200 for our travel or our rental car here in Morocco, where we are now. We saved over $170 on that. We saved $100 on our rental car in Egypt, and lots of different activities. We took our boys on these ATVs and camel ride and, dinner in the desert for their birthday, and we saved $40 on that. So just so many different things that you can do and so many different things you can use it for. And I've just been really impressed with what I've seen. The customer service is incredible for any questions I've had, and I've just been really impressed with the platform overall.
All right. So how would you get started here and what would you get and what would it entail? So to be a business entity, so you would just have a one time, well, it's annually one time, so $99 every year. And that's going to cover you to have your own replicated website link and access to all the trainings and mentoring, and to be able to get paid daily. We get paid, and we'll share a little bit more about this, but daily, weekly, monthly. And then you'll do your travel portal setup with our, what we call our elite membership. And so that is $239. And then you can do a one-time upgrade to turbo of $249. So total, it'd be, for the best value, is $588 when you get started. Now, also keep in mind that this is all a tax write-off. And then even your monthly is also, the $119 a month is going to be a tax write-off as well. But then every month you're also going to be receiving what we call these travel loyalty points. And so you can see down here, it says get 490 loyalty points instantly. And so what the company does is that 119. So say if you do the elite, you're going to get $120 in these loyalty points, which are dollar for dollar every single month loaded into your account. And you can use those to offset the cost even more of what you're doing, your bookings and the things that you're doing. And then, but if you upgrade to that turbo, which is a one-time upgrade of that 249, they're going to give you a bonus 250 points. Plus, they're doubling, instead of 120, they're going to give you $240 every month to be able to apply towards travel. And if you want to, towards the end, after 12 months, then you're going to be able to actually, you can unlock and use 100% of those towards any of those life experience trips that she mentioned. So double the loyalty points monthly, like I mentioned, and that's with and then you're getting additional exclusive turbo member discounts that you'll see in your booking engine. And so, and like she showed you how you're able to use this like every day. And here's the thing that we really love also is we want you to be able to be funding missions, right? This is kind of the purpose and point of this. And so when you have three people that you're referring to this, then you're going to get your membership auto finance. So now every month you're making $120. So that is going to be feed into your monthly. Now you don't have to pay for that anymore. And then everything else is profit mode that you can use to put back towards and use to actually fund the missions or the ministries or the missionaries or whatever that thing may be. You're going to be able to use that. So how are you going to earn those other ways? What are those 9 ways that we get paid? Like Janine mentioned, this is really one of the most generous that we have seen in anything we've done in the 11 plus years, and just having different experience with coaching and mentoring others as well, and seeing again how lucrative and leverage that this can be. And it's something that is, you're not having to worry about inventory or anything like that. And it's people all around the world can use this because we have multiple languages, and it's service and with the booking engine, multiple countries around the world. And so you're going to be able to, for right up front, 85%, because the company itself is so generous with the fact that they want to, our CEO, his vision, his mission for himself and why he started this, because he did really well in real estate. He could have just done real estate and been fine with that and continue to support his family. But he saw what this industry could do and how he could create something for the average everyday person who does just want to be able to put some money back in their own, their own pockets to be able to do the things that they are meant to do. And to make it so that up front you're getting that investment back and into profit mode. And so they're paying 85% upfront, and then there's 55% residually through that. And I think I mentioned this, but remember too, now your travel is also a tax write-off, not just this upfront stuff, but also any traveling or things that you're doing, other things that you have, like, especially if you're a ministry and you have this as part of to maybe help pastors, or, I know our church is pretty big and the pastors are always like traveling and going to different places. So not only is your travel a tax write-off, but now like your phone bill, your internet, like there's so many different things that, right, you're going to also be able to include into that as well. And so then here are the 9 ways. I'm going to just kind of go through this quickly. If you really want to see a breakdown and full detail of this, we can make sure you get access to that. So just make sure to connect with one of us or the person who invited you here. But you're going to get a member bonus, which is $40 to $80 per every referral. A fast start bonus they like to give you at the beginning in your first month of up to $450. And then the residual part, when you have 10 members and beyond, you now start getting paid 10% to 25% on every single member as well. And then we do a daily builder bonus, which is, this one was kind of mind blowing to me as well, because it increases as your members increase as well. So that starts at $20 to $250 as well. And that might not be people that you are personally referring. And then we also have every week you can earn these boost bonuses at different levels, which can go from $600 to $1,200 every week that you have the ability to also earn. And then you're also, again, another daily residual is our daily pay with the $4, and it goes up to $15,000 per day. I have a friend here too. She is making, when she wakes up every day, a minimum of $300 a day because of where and what she's done. So again, if you're thinking of like, what are those income goals? I know I think of our orphanage, like they need $700 a month just to feed it, like have food and clean water for the kids. And then not to mention, like, if you want to get them bunk beds and shoes and clothes, and then you need to pay for school, they need a water well, they needed cement on their floors, so it wasn't just dirt. So think of all those things and just imagine, like, if you had some income goals for that ministry, you can now look at this and say, okay, I would need to be here, I would need to have this and do XYZ, and that would help pay for that. Then there's a car bonus. So if you needed a car for your ministry, then you could you get $500 towards a car reimbursement, or you can just take cash, and it's $250, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
for the car bonus that you can get every month. And then we also do a presidential bonus. So it's just an additional way of earning 20% off of your like anything in the organization is doing. And then just there's more bonuses that you're getting as well as you move in advance in through the company. So those are going to be, like you said, something that is really going to help people. And so I'm going to, as we wrap up here, we'll just want to kind of recap the waves of impact for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, if you have 30 people that come in, then that is residually going to look like around $1,500 to $3,000 per month. And so with that, like just think about what that can do. And the other piece of that too is, she mentioned the car bonus. And so I know that like not most missionaries do not need a luxury car, but that's only 50 people. Only 50 people to either have $500 to spend on a car or just take the 250 cash. And so depending on where they are, that could be huge. I mean, that could be motorbikes, that could be, a lot of different things. So it could help sponsor 35 kids. It could help build a church. It could help support missionaries, fund an orphanage. The orphanage that we worked with in the Philippines, they had 28 kids there. They only needed about $4,500 a month to fund everything. So, I mean, that isn't that much when it comes down to it. When you're looking at a business opportunity like this, you can support adoptive families. You can also help support your family because we all know that we also need to do that as well. And so, while you're saving all this time on making more memories for your family and helping to, even do more mission trips and do more, faith-based retreats or whatever it is that, you have on your heart to do. So, I'm just so excited to see the impact that this is going to make and just the different things that we can do here. So please get back to the person who invited you to this presentation. They can help you get started today and help answer any questions, kind of fill in any of the things that you want more information on. And thanks for joining us today. Super excited to see, just what happens with this.